Hi, Morpic here for another video. So this time of year, spring is generally always considered the buying season for new homes. I don't know why. I guess it's just it's not winter, it's not summer. It's quite nice to be out and about in most neighborhoods in Australia. But I reckon probably all year round, people are looking for homes who really want to get their home. But in this video, we got on the Money Show with Zeffy and Carl on Channel 9 morning show, and they're talking about what is rising in the spring, what the rising of spring property might be for first home buyers. Let's have a listen.
Welcome back to the show. Case in point, spring has sprung.
It sure has.
Look at this. Vamoosh. Is that a word?
I don't think so. Very vibrant today,
It is
Effie.
very right.
Welcome.
Timed it nicely, didn't
Let's
I?
have a look at property prices. We know there's been much more
Yeah.
on the market, so supply on the market has increased. Or?
Well, it depends. No, it's definitely put vendors. It's put
Yeah,
vendors
up
in
again.
a strong position.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Looking at the auction results over the weekend, the preliminary clearance rates is over that.
Borrowing capacity and growing wages forcing prices up. Okay, let's see where this is going.
76% mark. This is all good. But right now, this morning, new data's come out from Cotality showing that property prices are continuing to jump up.
Wow, look at that. In Brisbane, in the last year, it's gone up 71k. Darwin the next, Perth, Adelaide. I guess if anything, Melbourne is the one that has usually been forging away. That's lagging behind, only 20k up.
0.7 for August, and that's the highest since May last year. It's more to do with the fact that supply has been tight. Check Brisbane. These are unit prices over one.
Unit prices. So you got Melbourne and Canberra. It's actually gone the other way. But look at Brisbane again. A unit, 741,000. It's everyone's moving to the Southeast Queensland, hey? Let's continue the video.
Year have gone up $74,000, and that is because they are actually very tight. Listings are much lower than what they were last year, and also since February rate cuts, consumers' borrowing power's up, confidence is up. There's a number of reasons.
$900,000 for a unit.
It's crazy, isn't
and
it?
had gone up 74,000 over a 12-month period. And you can see why first-home buyers are
Yes.
chasing their tail here. Like, by the time I save up for this deposit, the price has gone
It's
up,
out of my range
and yeah,
again.
the range is out again.
So does the home guarantee scheme coming into effect next month? Does
Yeah.
that help?
Well, that will help with the deposit, yes, absolutely. So just to summarise again, the news here is that you don't have to have a certain amount of income. It's open to everyone. There's unlimited spots. But let's get real here. It will be determined by how much you can borrow. So even though the cap, say, in, say, Sydney is 1.5 million, they've
So here we go. Okay, so if you're a single, you pretty much can't do it anyway, because you can only borrow up in Brisbane up to 526,000. So if the minimum unit is 700, you actually still can't get there with a 5% deposit. So it's going to be, you're going to have a bigger deposit than 5% anyway, just because your borrowing power is not there. And you're going to have to be in a couple situation to actually, which is probably a good thing to do, honestly, to do this on just a 5% deposit. So if you wanted to buy a $700,000, let's say $726,000 home or unit in Brisbane, you can only borrow up to 426. That's a 200k gap still to actually get into and actually get the loan. So you're stuffed there too.
increase the price cap. If you're a single person, you could borrow about 560,000. So this is going to not make it easy for everyone, but will certainly help. The tip here is that I was speaking to brokers. Already people are piling in now before the 1st of October.
The supply's not there.
That's
I mean, we're trying to funnel this many people into a hole that big. It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. But for someone who's watching that wants to get in there and their hurdle is the deposit, this is good news for them. And this is what the mid-tier
If you've been close, and you're right there, I totally understand that this might be really good for you. It'd be interesting to see if you had the capacity to put a 10% or a 15 or a 20% deposit, but then no longer need to do, or say 15% deposit and no longer need to do the LMI. I think that could be quite good if you're there at a 15% deposit. I don't know if that works, if it has to be just 5%, but let's just continue.
Get loaded up with a mortgage that they can't afford down the track.
Or is it false hope because they can't actually get in?
Actually,
even with that
interesting
help?
you should say that, because what the thing is, a lot of Gen Zs are turning their homes into investment properties because they're finding that they can't service the debt, or it's a way to actually make income. But be careful if you do that. So this is a survey by Greater Bank. 24% would like to turn their home into investment. Well, I can tell you now, if you're taking the home guarantee scheme and you want to turn this later into an investment, you won't be able to do that under the home guarantee scheme. In fact, that guarantee could be removed and you will be liable then for lender's mortgage insurance.
Read, all that says is make sure you go through the fine prints on everything you do on this scheme. You're only getting the big broad headlines, but maybe once you start getting into the nitty gritty, there might be a few little traps there.
There's a bit of grey line happening here. Again, speaking to mortgage brokers, a lot of people who take out the home guarantee scheme are saying, well, can I turn it into an investment property later? Your bank may say, well, the guarantee doesn't apply. You need to cough up the lender's mortgage insurance.
That'll be interesting to see how
So,
that works out.
they're still looking through all that. But the fine print says you can't do it, but it'd be interesting to see, do you tell your bank, I've changed my home loan to an investment loan? Do you do that?
Yeah.
As far as interest rates go, there's a rock bottom new rate out the market now. 4.89 is the cheapest.
I don't know. Something called Easy Street. As much as you hate, you might hate the big banks. Look at this one. Police Bank. Minimum deposit 2%. Must be have to be in the police force or something. But Easy Street. Still, you need 20% deposit. Horizon Bank, yeah, they're giving you under 5, but minimum 30% deposit. There's no free lunches. No free lunches.
From Easy Street, but that is only available until the 10th of October, I believe.
Well, spring has sprung. The magpies are attacking.
It's all happening.
Tell us what you think, guys. What does this all mean? Rising spring property prices.